Roll call, please.
Mr. Zajac?
Here.
Ms. Renee?
Here.
Mr. Wardell?
Here.
Mr. Kosis?
Here.
Mrs. Lewis?
Here.
Mr. Calhoun?
Here.
Mayor Brown?
Here. Notice requirements, Chapter 231, Public Law 1975, been satisfied by publication of said notice in the Asbury Park Press and the Coaster, and by filing a copy with the municipal clerk. Everybody would please join me in a flag salute. If we could remain standing for one, for the Marr family. Sheila passed away the other day. She is the mother of our assistant chief and a member of our Ladies Auxiliary for many years. So if we could have a moment of silence for her. And Peter Walton from the Coaster just informed me this just happened, that there's 5 Houston police officers that were shot today, just a few minutes ago, and they're on their way to the hospital and everything. So if we could just keep them in our thoughts. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We have no communications this evening. Oh, well, I'm sorry, communications already awarded the grant by Monmouth County Open Space.
And you have the training workshop, it's February 2nd.
What is the council's pleasure?
Received and filed?
Received and filed by Ms. Renee,
Second.
second by Mr. Zajac. All in favor?
Aye.
We're gonna do both of these separate, and then the Monmouth County Elections Officials Training. It's council's pleasure. Receive and file by Mr. Wardell, second by Mr. Kostis. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. And we have minutes from December 27th, 2017. So council's pleasure.
You said 2017 there? Or 2018?
2018, I'm sorry. 12/27/18. I don't have my glasses with me, I'm sorry.
For all I know, we could be approving 17. Huh?
No, we're right on top of the minutes. Let's do the 12/27/18 minutes first. Receive and file by Mr. Wardell,
Second.
second by Ms. Renee. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. And then January 1st, 2019.
I'd like to make a motion to amend the January 1st meeting minutes. It just looks like 2 were transposed. The resolution for the employees was actually adopted, and the one for the volunteers failed. They're just like transposed. Resolutions 2019-03 and 2019-11. They just need to be switched around.
Okay, offered by Ms. Renee with those conditions. Second by Mr. Kostis.
Yep.
Any questions? Roll call, please. Oh, no, I'm sorry, it's not roll call. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Received, thank you. Public participation in any agenda items. Does anybody from the public wish to be heard on any of the agenda items? Seeing none, we will move on to old business. These are mayor's appointments. We have, I can put a couple of these out there in a minute. Board of Recreation members, Emergency Management, LEPC members, Office of Emergency Management, and Shade Tree Committee. They are appointments for 2019 for those committees. They are volunteers, but they are volunteers that are there. There's no consent of council required for those volunteer departments. So it's just communication. I gave council members each a copy. And we will move on to new business. Resolution 2019-27, appointing petty cash custodian. council's got it, you could read it by title and then.
Resolution 2019-27, appointment of Al Jardine as custodian of petty cash.
Somebody like to offer that?
So offered.
Offered by Ms. Renee,
Second.
seconded by Mr. Calhoun. Are there any questions? I'm assuming this went through the finance committee and recommendation for Mr. Jardine, is that correct?
No, I think it was just me here.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Mr. Zajac,
Yes.
Ms. Renee,
Yes.
Mr. Wardell,
Yes.
Mr. Kosis,
Yes.
Mrs. Lewis,
Yes.
Mr. Calhoun.
Yes.
Resolution's adopted, thank you.
Resolution 2019-28, appointment of registrar of vital statistics. Again, this was my suggestion. I think there was some discussion by council members. Sylvia is the only one downstairs that has the experience and is certified. We have somebody else certified, but they're brand new at it, so I think she really is the choice of the people we have downstairs.
Okay.
And we did put in a small salary range this year on the salary guide. So this resolution suggests paying her $2,000 a year for the added responsibility.
Thank you. I respect your recommendation, Mr. Underhill. Would somebody like to offer that?
So offered.
Offered by Ms. Renee,
Second.
second by Ms. Lewis. Are there any questions? Roll call, please.
Mr. Zajac,
Yes.
Ms. Renee,
Yes.
Mr. Wardell,
Yes.
Mr. Kosis,
Yes.
Mrs. Lewis,
Yes.
Mr. Calhoun.
Yes.
Resolution's adopted, thank you.
2019-29. Resolution authorizing the County of Monmouth Mosquito Control Division to conduct aerial mosquito control operations within the borough of Neptune City. The county is out very early with this. We had a light agenda, so I added it for consideration, so you wouldn't have to come back to it when it was actually mosquito season.
Okay.
As far as I know, this is something they've been doing every year, and doesn't seem to raise any concerns by the public.
Yeah, I think this gets in place and then the county will decide. I think our Director of Public Works is here to, they may not spray. They may not spray, depending on, this just allows them to do so. Somebody like to offer that?
So moved.
Offered by Mr. Zajac,
Second.
second by Mr. Wardell. Any questions?
I just had a question with regard to, I read through the documentation, and I guess if they're gonna use the helicopter, they'll have to notify the borough, and then we have to give them a written thing at that point. But I guess if they're just gonna use the trucks, and they just come and do their thing.
Yeah, I think the only time that I think they've ever used this is kind of like a template that a boilerplate so-called that they use for all the towns. We really don't need a helicopter in Neptune City. I mean, unless they're going to go maybe along the river if there's a problem down
Right.
along the river.
That was what I had envisioned, yeah.
That's about it, but this is like a boilerplate that they use, so.
I believe they do call us up so that
They do
the
call.
police don't get flooded by calls ahead, like somebody's
The
buzzing
low,
the area.
the low flying.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There's robocalls if you know that.
Yeah, we do robocalls if they are going to do it. We do let everybody know. Any other questions? Roll call, please.
Mr. Calhoun,
Yes.
Mrs. Lewis,
Yes.
Mr. Kosis,
Yes.
Mr. Wardell,
Yes.
Ms. Renee,
Yes.
Mr. Zajac.
Yes.
Resolution adopted, thank you.
Resolution 219-30 is a resolution to authorize the filing of a Safe and Secure Communities Grant for the year 2019.
Thank you. It's the council's pleasure.
So offered.
Offered by Ms. Renee,
Second.
second by Mr. Kosis. Any questions?
My people.
Go ahead, Gardner.
I'm
I'm not really sure what this is for. Is this an annual thing that we do?
Yeah, so what it is we get a safe and secure grant. As long as we maintain our full complement of police department and officers, as per our ordinance also,
Okay.
we get this safe and secure grant each year.
Oh, okay.
So it really, it's actually a lot, because, you know, when we hire new guys, this is almost like their first year when we hire a new guy, they're almost covered just under that grant. After they're a couple of years, it doesn't go so far, but, for the first couple of years, it really works with the new hire.
All right, thank you.
It is a matching grant. So
Matching,
it's
yes.
60,000 from the town and 60,000,
Okay,
and that is almost similar to a shared service.
right,
When you see it in the budget, where they locate this
okay.
grant
Thank
money.
you.
Yeah, it's because it's actually part of our salary, where it's in our salary anyway, so
Yeah.
we might as well take the extra 60 grand.
Absolutely, thank you.
Any other questions?
That was it, thank you.
Roll call, please.
Mr. ZJ.
Yes.
Ms. Renee.
Yes.
Mr. Wardell.
Yes.
Mr. Joseph.
Yes.
Mrs. Lewis.
Yeah.
Mr. Calhoun.
Yes.
Resolution is adopted, thank you.
The last resolution, 2019-31, is payment of bills.
Somebody like to offer that?
So offered?
Offered by Mrs. Lewis,
Second.
seconded by Mr. Calhoun. Are there any questions? Roll call, please.
Mr. ZJ.
Yes.
Ms. Renee.
Yes.
Mr. Wardell.
Yes.
Mr. Joseph.
Yes.
Mrs. Lewis.
Yes.
Mr. Calhoun.
Yes.
Resolution is adopted, thank you. Now it is public participation for any and all items. Does anybody from the public wish to be heard about anything? Please say your name and address for the record, please, young lady.
Oh, thank you. You must be talking to her. My name is Patty Scott. I live at 220 West Sylvania. I have two questions. Happy birthday. Is there a special meeting on the 31st?
Yes.
Okay. My other question is, have you guys discussed at all the approval or the banning of medical and or recreational marijuana in Neptune City?
We have not discussed that yet. It came up last year. We had a slight inquiry, and that was about the extent of it. We have not pursued anything in the borough. I don't know exactly where we are. If you look at our drug-free school zone and where I think it would be permitted, I don't even know if there's a spot in Neptune City that in one of those facilities.
Well, what concerns me is Hackensack Meridian and Carrier Clinic have merged.
Yes.
So Carrier is going to be inpatient. Jersey Shore, which is within walking distance of here, is going to offer outpatient urgent care for mental health and opioid abuse. And I noticed that all of the medical dispensaries in the state, there are none around here. Like the closest is in Cranberry. So in the back of my mind, I think down the road, maybe we might be approached to do something like that.
Okay.
And
Well,
since we're so close to the school, and there are 10, 12, 15 towns in Monmouth County who have already banned it, I was just curious if you had discussed it anywhere along the
well,
line.
we discussed it in the past, and you know, not having an attorney to speak on the legal terms, but we will, in the very near future, have an attorney to answer. What's been explained to me so far is that there's still still legislation out there on the marijuana dispensaries, and in actuality, if they pass state statute, I don't know if we can ban them. So it's gonna be, it's something we definitely have to look at. It has been on the back of my mind, and I think this council should address it in the very near future.
I mean, the only two towns that I see in this vicinity who seem to be in favor of it are Asbury Park and Red Bank. But everybody around here, not everybody, but an awful lot of towns around here have already banned it. And now from what I read, of what's coming up if this law is passed by Governor Murphy. In it is a home delivery service, is, instead of, what they have now is vertical integration, where you plant it, you grow it, you sell it, all in the same place. Now they're talking about separate licenses for each of those things. So that would make all the licenses explode, and I know we have empty buildings in this town, so I'm just saying. So if you would put it on your future agenda, I would
It's
appreciate it.
absolutely on our plate. for the
Thank you,
future.
thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank
Thank you very
you.
much.
Good question.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Is this I just got here. This is open?
Yes, yes, please.
Hi, Kathy McCrory, 73 Wilson. Next to the first aid, the street, Winslow,
Windsor Ave, yes.
Windsor, that if it's going south, I turned from West Sylvania into there. There happened to be a party going on, and I almost got killed because people let people out. They don't realize that, you know, it's a through street, it's not a stop. Let's get all the balloons out of the car and stuff like that. Could you please look into no parking on the east side down to the end of the sidewalk, and then maybe past the first aid on the.
I believe the chief's here. I believe on the east side, it's 50 feet from the intersection anyway, right? And then there's a
Intersection
drive
of West Sylvania Avenue, yes. Are you talking about the east side?
on Windsor,
Or
On
the same side as the first aid?
the opposite.
Or the opposite side?
Both. Well, the side that's on Windsor, on the first aid. Oh, people park. They unload. They drop off presents. They do everything.
I'm gonna get together with the first aid, and I'm gonna address that with their rental coordinator.
Because right now.
But- In fact,
Oh,
here is a rental coordinator.
Okay.
Good question.
Could we please look into that, and then on the other
I
side?
mean, it's hard. We tell them they're not allowed to park in the main bay anyway. They're allowed to park on the street, but I mean, unloading, no one's there to watch them unload and stuff.
Well.
So for 5 minutes, I don't know how that would
Well,
work.
in 5 minutes, I could have.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know what I
Seriously.
could say
mean,
to.
Maybe you could meet with the chief and, you know, maybe come up with a little plan, maybe add it to your
Yeah.
rental
And then
agreement.
on-
I'm not gonna tell you how to do it, but
Yeah.
And then on
you
the
know,
other side,
just
could it be no
safe.
parking? You know, that street is not all that wide. Now you have parking on both sides. And it's almost like, let's play chicken. One car coming one way, one car coming the other way. Now, if there's no room to pull over, now what do we do? Do you know what I mean?
I'll get with my traffic sergeant, and we'll discuss it.
Please.
Yes, definitely. And any other issues, please come down or call us.
Oh,
In
you'll
fact,
you'll hear from me, seriously.
Wait, let me-
Because I think it's very, very dangerous.
my email's on here too.
Oh, thanks. Thank you.
Thanks, chief.
Maybe.
Yeah, don't.
You know, he's a new chief, he's handing those cards. Give him a few years on there, but he won't even say I'm the chief. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Yes.
John Coombs, Citizen Media. Where are we in the process of hiring an attorney and a municipal clerk?
We have a special meeting planned for the 31st. I believe some of that might be handled that day. As far as the clerk, I don't know if we've advertised or how we're going to handle that. We'll be discussing that in the very near future. I'm hoping my finance committee is going to meet and let us know what I'll meet with you and we'll figure out how we're going to take the next step. Because there are processes that you follow when hiring, versus appointing, when you're hiring an employee versus a professional. So we have employee manuals and policies that we have to follow. So we'll let you know as soon as we have it all figured out.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Yes, sir.
Andrew Dell, 75 Morris Avenue. I just want to take this time to wish a very happy birthday to Mayor Ted Riddell. Celebrate his, I'm not going to tell you what number, because it's not fair, but happy birthday, Dad.
Happy birthday, Mayor.
I'm gonna go out and get my first drink here.
I'll buy it.
Still 20.
I
Okay.
second it.
Yeah.
Seeing nothing else, thank everybody for coming. We need a motion to adjourn.
So often.
Offered by Mr. Wardell.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Calhoun. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you. Michelle, you, not necessarily. So what happens is,
There's one of them downstairs, like, there's like 13 different ones. Oh, there's a hospital. Alternate president. All the different
If I just mention those, I'm satisfied. If I miss somebody, catch them for the next story, which unfortunately won't come out until the following week. That's how it goes, right? I'm ready.
Thanks again for being here, Peter. As always.
Well, you said,